the faculty and the community. And at crucial moments, you have come to us and we have done certain things, but actually you are the ones that are doing it. So I would just like to say thank you, and thank you for coming to this particular occasion. This is one time when the community is heard when we vote. So I'm glad to know that you're taking this seriously, and it's been a pleasure to be in this forum. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll all get applause after each one. That's fine. At the end.
Go ahead.
So this is a no holds barred. Thank you. Please, Lisa, please feel free to applause for each candidate.
Okay, closing statements here. You know, these are all great people, and we have a great school here. The reason we're running, the reason you see 4 challengers this time is because something has come up. So while they've done a good job, some part of the community has come to the 4 of us as individuals. We didn't know each other beforehand. We were approached and asked to run because of some dissatisfaction in the community, and mostly over actions over the past 2 years. You know, with my background as an accountant, I understand that there are big fiscal problems with the state budget. I just think in order to not squander the goodwill of the public and our community here, that there really needs to be, again, that word transparency and shared governance. We need to talk more about the decisions that are being made. And I'll give you a prime example. At the last board meeting, all of a sudden the adopted budget had a transfer of $4.9 million to the equipment fund out of the general fund. Dr. Alexander wanted some more detail on that before passing this budget. And she was trying to get a second for more discussion on this. There was some confusion about the details of what this money was, and she did not get the second. They could have passed the budget without that transfer and dealt with it in the weeks to come after some study. I see the board has taken these types of actions over and over, and I don't believe that that's best serving the community. Thank you for being here today.
Santa Barbara City College has remarkable, stable, and effective Board of Trustees. I can say that with my heart. The board has taken seriously the responsibility of acting as a whole. We act as a team. I've said that over and over. The board has a long history of financial responsibility. We don't spend the public's money, and we squeeze every penny out. And we get evaluated, the board evaluates itself, but we really get evaluated by the accrediting commission. And I think our finest hour was when they said that they commend us for the student success and the inclusiveness in decision making. So I rest my case on that. Thank you.
Well, I think it's very important that you consider 4 people for the Board of Trustees who you can trust. I appreciate the fact that you've come here and spent time on this and this forum, and I think it's going to be a really interesting election. I have brought people together. I am open and approachable. I've been told that I have integrity. I can bring the community and the college together, and I think that's very important. To have solutions in these difficult times, everybody should be working on them together and get a feeling of being on the team. I think it's wrong to squander goodwill in the community, like trying to charge for the empty bowls. I think that's just, it's a bad form. And dismantling successful programs like the Center for Sustainability is just not a good idea. So I would work very hard in making sure that the programs can stay there and that we are working together as a community on the team for City College.
I'll spend a moment of my time assuring everyone that the Center for Sustainability is safe. Nobody is threatening existence. That rumor is absolutely false, and a lot of the numbers that have been splashed around in this race are also false. I am perfectly prepared to expand on that. I don't have the time here, but I do want to say that you've had an opportunity to listen to these presentations, to learn about the college, to learn about the board and the various constituent groups. I assure you that we are transparent and open to communication. We welcome it, we listen to it, we have other considerations when we make our decisions, other than pure citizen input. We have to consider the welfare of the college as the whole, fiscal responsibility, state regulation. All of those things go into our decision-making. I think our board has done a nice job of balancing all those interests and responding to all of those necessities. I urge that you re-elect the incumbents, and I hope come November 2nd that we will be able to welcome you as constituent members of the college. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate the interest in this election. I think it is happening, and that's very exciting after all these years to have this many candidates and the issues aired and things talked about. And there's an awful lot we didn't get to cover tonight, and I'm sorry about that. Jess mentioned transparency. I have concerns, I've mentioned it, about transparency. I asked the college for tapes of their public board meetings. They make the tapes every time. And the college said no. And I asked repeatedly, could we please have the tapes of these meetings for people who haven't been able to hear them or would like to recheck them? And I'm told the college spent $20,000 with an LA lawyer to explain, no, we shouldn't release the tapes. Well, I got a letter from an LA lawyer on the subject, so whatever you spent, I think it was not well spent. And actually, I got another one today because I asked for a copy of the tape that's on the website, which you can't copy easily. You'd have to kind of play it against your own tape recorder in order to keep it. And it's going to be destroyed in 30 days, and I thought it was worth preserving. So I asked for a copy. I got a letter from the LA lawyer again saying, no, we'll not make a copy. We'll not give you a copy. It's just an MP3. I mean, it shouldn't be hard. So I am concerned about these things, and I want to bring a community discussion to important issues facing the college, get the facts on the table, and really have some input that is welcoming.
I also want to thank you all for coming. You know, the world of politics is not on the top of everyone's priority list. I'm delighted to see you all. I want to set aside the myth that I have political ambitions. I thought for a while about becoming President of the United States. But given that I'm a naturalized citizen, I'm ineligible. So we can set that one aside. And though I don't support term limits, I do support self-imposed term limits. And if I am elected, I will probably seek re-election for a second term and move on and make room for somebody else. We're in a time of stress, and so some of the things that have been discussed here derive directly from that level of stress, and that's precisely a time when we need to work more carefully at being clear in our expression so that 30 seconds, okay, and not worry people. We have to come together, but this doesn't mean that we don't disagree. I think Marty and I will often disagree, I can guarantee you, and we'll insist on the right to do that, because out of that comes a new idea that's better than anything that either one of us had in the first place. So I look forward to joining this Board of Trustees, and there isn't anybody at this table that I wouldn't be able to work with.
I too want to thank everybody for participating tonight. It's been an honor to serve on this board, and I would certainly like to continue to serve on this board. And I will reiterate, as an educator for a very long time, student success is a goal. This college is successful with their students, and it's because we've made sure that the faculty and staff that we hire are excellent. There are many PhDs that do instruction at this campus, and we will hope that that continues for a long time to come. In order to have that faculty and staff and to assure student success, we have to have great programs. So we have to make sure that we are overseeing the monies that come to us wisely and prudently to make the college the best. This current board has built and maintained Santa Barbara City College for the last 50 years, and it's been successful. And in these last 2 years, we've managed it and done well despite the toughest economic times that we've ever faced. I urge all of you to re-elect this current board. I hear in the community how fabulous it is on a regular basis, and I would like us to continue to see this excellence with the current board. Thank you.
Let me close with the thought that not only to urge each and every one of you to vote on the 2nd of November on Tuesday, but in my mind, voting is closer to the beginning than it is to the end of civic virtue. What we really want is an active citizenry, involved, committed, and not just voting, although voting is very, very important. But it's at the beginning, it's not the end. And to the extent that we all get involved in our community, to the extent that we all rally behind the big issues, that's what the ancients who studied political science so many thousands of years ago wanted. The good life is the political life, it's the life of the community. And I congratulate all of the candidates, the incumbents and the challengers, for putting themselves forward for another opportunity for us to make a choice whether they should or should not be retained. So thank you all for coming. I think we've done a pretty good job here. Thank you for